Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Basketball and hockey heavy today. We got a jam-packed show. We're going to introduce a brand new segment. It's not new to the industry, but it's new for this show, and I'm going to put my hard-earned money on the line. We're going to have a big experiment, and we'll do that at the end of the show. But Dan, we got some awesome guests. Who is joining us today?
Oh, dude, like you said, is it ever not a loaded show here? I mean, this is Wager Talk Today, folks. We get you free plays, we get you market analysis, and don't worry, we talk a little bankroll management as well. All joking aside here, Andy, great program that we have for you. Gianni's going to kick us off. He has a college basketball heavy steam report here for you guys. The Prez, a rare Prez Friday appearance. He's talking Av Stars, Wild Golden Knights. Also just get some overarching thoughts here on the NHL with him. And then Marco D'Angelo is here. That's right. A little two-pack for you to end the show in college basketball action. VCU, Dayton, UCF versus West Virginia. Marco's also going to give you an early look, maybe some sleeper teams that you should be eyeing for March Madness, maybe some conference tournament thoughts as well. So, Andy, if you're not ready to bet college basketball today after the show, I don't think you've been paying attention. Andy is going to debut this new segment that I'm excited for. I also got a play for you. We have some plays loaded. We'll tell you about some deals we have. But Andy, no time. Let's get into it, brother.
All right, let's bring in Gianni. Gianni said something about a 4% play being hit. So emergency betting alert here, Gianni. What do we got going with the steam sheet here?
Yeah, and a bounce back right after. I told you about the losing night 2 nights ago. Well, came back with a 5-1 in college basketball yesterday. We crushed it, and this is the best time of the year. I love my life right now because this is what I do. I power rate all the matchups, and then I just wait for stuff to come in. So, like tonight, I'll sit there and power rate all of Saturday's action, and as the stuff comes in, I either piggyback and release the subscribers or just add it to the steam sheet immediately. And if you got the steam sheet yesterday, you saw that thing was long. There was so much added there, ton of gold. So here's what happened today. I put out the steam sheet with my own power rated 4% because I love this side. I love the way it matched up. I had this team overvalued on my top 20 for a long time, and I like the spot. I thought my team's getting too many points. I'm going to use them as the steam sheet. I put it out there, and right while I'm sitting here waiting to go on, it comes across my instant messaging to hit it, to bet it at the number I released it at. So if you got the steam sheet earlier, you got a great number and a ton of closing line value on that. But I want to bring that up for this reason only, because I add stuff to the steam sheet that comes in on all the accounts I have access to. Well, I get to see the back end of a book that has a ton of action, a huge sheet, coast to coast around the world. Make a long story short, I see action as it comes in, instant action. So I see that we bet Gardner-Webb plus 29. It doesn't line up with my power ratings as a strong lean or my handicap. I add it to the steam sheet. All of a sudden, just my eye catches it in that instant action that's coming through that book, and I see the Gardner-Webb play on there, plus 29. So, okay, one of the bots bets through it. It laid it on there, plus 29. Immediately after that, I see Gardner-Webb plus 29, minus 140, okay? Plus 1.5 points. So I check and I dig a little deeper. This isn't to call anyone out. If this is someone's account, please don't take this personally. But here's what I found. This gentleman or lady has access to someone who shares sharp information like I do, because I saw 3 of our plays in there, in their account. All 3 of the plays that this gentleman piggybacked that were sharp plays, he laid minus 140 for. So this book moves the line 1.5 or 2 once the bot bets it. He gets the information after, and since the line's moved 1.5, rather than take a bad line, he figures I'll buy it 1.5 down, lay 140, and now I'm getting the same line as the wise guys, right? Bro, nothing could be further from the truth. Please don't do that if you're out there following sharp plays, following steam. That's not how you're going to make any money. When you're laying minus 140, the break even's like 58, 59%. When you're laying 110, the break even's 52.5%. That's a world of difference in what percentage you need to win to be profitable. There's not a chance in the world that even getting that closing line value you're laying the 140 for is going to be advantageous for you. Again, I know I've said it before, but I keep seeing it over and over and over again. They continue to buy points, and nothing would make less sense than doing it on a 28, 29 point favorite. Like, there's so much variance when you expect a lot of points. We talk about it with teasers. Like, you don't want to tease those big numbers. That's why we don't tease totals. That's why we don't ever tease NBA or college basketball, because of the variance in scoring. Guys, again, I don't want to go off on rants, but it's the educational part that I love most about Wager Talk today, and I will stick to it. We won't talk money management this morning, but we will talk about not buying points, once again, unless you know exactly what they're worth. And if you miss a number, let it go. If you don't think there's any more value left, let it go. There'll be a better bet coming up behind it. So we got a ton of college basketball to get to. Let me know what you want to dive into.
Let's dive into, you had to take down a big UFC play because the line moved too much. And but this is right up Gianni's alley because you made a good bet.
I did my job. And I gave leeway too. Like, I think we got down at minus 140, 145. I figured it was good to minus 160 or so based on implied win probability. But that's exactly what a 5% is supposed to do. Like, again, it's not going to do it all the time, but more times than not, you should feel before the game starts, before the fight starts, that you at least got the best of it. And there's no better reflection and confirmation that you have the edge than closing line value. Like, that's the book acknowledging you have the best of it. That's why if you cash out, like, they give you plus money when you have CLV. They know you're mathematically a certainty to turn profit long term. That's the game, getting out ahead of the information. So unfortunately, if you're getting it late now, you have a decision to make. Is there still EV there? Personally, what I would do is I would simply just lower the risk. Like, now, there's no way it's a 5% play. I would be lying to you to tell you to bet it as if it's a 5% play. We extracted a lot of the value. So now I would drop it down to 3% at that, maybe 4 at the max. I don't even know what the line is right now, but I just got a text from Wager Talk customer service saying, hey, we're going to have to take your 5% down because the line moved, too much. And I tell them right away, yeah, make sure to take it down, because I don't want someone, buying it and being like, dude, these guys got down at 145. Now I have a decision to make at 170, 180 or whatever. I never want a bettor to be in that position that is, getting the information from me. So unfortunately, have to take that pick down, but the package will be there because, again, that pick will be in there, but you'll see the lines much different. And that's why I always put, like, I'll say this is a 4% through this number up until then. After that, it's on you, whether you want to lower your risk or pass completely.
We're going to come back to UFC, but I want to finish up on basketball. Give us the rest of what you got, Steve Sheet, college basketball.
Yes, sir. Here's some of the moves that are straight from that sheet. 834 Brown plus 2.5. 841 UCF plus the 4. 863 Sacred Heart plus 2.5. 881 San Diego plus the 10. 869 Georgia Southern plus 5.5. 834 Central Michigan plus 2.5. I'll give you some added games, strictly sides. I won't pay. That's why I didn't give any totals. They move too much. 306 604 Central Arkansas minus the 7. 306 611 Gardner Webb plus the 29, not 27.5. And 306 614 Winthrop minus the 4. Throw in NBA, New Orleans plus 7 and over 225. Clippers plus 7.5. Montreal and the under 6.5 in Carolina Edmonton. I really like that under 6.5 Carolina Edmonton. I almost fired premium. And then don't forget, there's soccer in there also. If you got today's theme sheet, there's Faroe Islands soccer. I don't know where Faroe Islands is, but I do have AB Arger plus 170. And at WagerTalk, I fired another soccer premium that I gave the subscribers, and that's up there for free for you guys as well. So make sure you check out the free plays at WagerTalk. I'm only putting like premium stuff that I've released to subscribers up there for you. Faroe
quote
Islands.
of the day.
Couldn't tell you.
Quote of the day is definitely, I don't know where Faroe Islands are, but we got a big soccer play in it.
At plus 170 even.
I love that. Love that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I think that's like Nordic region, like Denmark.
Research out of you, Andy.
Denmark-ish.
Wow.
Sweden-ish, something like that. A couple of there's a couple line moves in UFC before we let you go, and then there's a fight I want to talk to you about because you and I landed on the same thing. But it's a rarity for you because you're like, this isn't based on the line. This is what I saw with my own eyes the other night. I was ready to play Alberto Montes pretty big, and then because I don't think Ricky Tercios is good at all, and then Montes hasn't fought in a couple years, and I had the spidey senses, and money's done nothing but come in on Ricky Tercios. So I have laid off that one completely. I don't know if you have an opinion on that one, but that was where something didn't seem right, and it seems like the Sharps agree that Ricky Tercios is the play. Do you have a?
This isn't the opponent that they canceled the Tercio fight last time, is it? Because I know Tercios got steamed. Okay, because he got sharp money in that last matchup, then it was canceled. I know that for sure. And he was coming off back-to-back losses, but I think the matchup made sense for him. This is another fade of the Contender Series guy against the veteran. That's all it is. For a while, they were doing that and making some money off it. And I think there's still guys that are doing that. And you got to remember, early on, especially, Andrew, the limits are low. You could pay attention to them because it is sharp money usually moving it. But a lot of times, it's not like the real market movers. And it's not even, I don't even trust it enough. Sometimes you'll see later in the week or that fight day, they'll come in so hard opposite. I pay a lot more attention now in MMA to the late very even I'm talking about an hour before the fight or when they're walking to the cage. Some of the sharpest stuff is very late because they believe. I talked to a huge market maker, and he said, bro, I know the MMA market is getting more efficient, and I've heard you say that in podcasts and shit. But I'm telling you, it's still one of the most inefficient sports betting markets you will ever be able to bet. It's not close to being like anything near NFL, college basketball inefficiency. And that's why those guys are willing to bet later to not tip their hands, number one. That's why they're not even using poly markets. They're not even using Kalshi. And they'll wait and unload the big sums of money very late. So don't let that scare you, the early Tercios money. Be more afraid of that Tercios money if on Saturday you see Montes goes down to minus 160, 150. Then I would not want to have Montes ticket in my pocket. But if this starts moving the other way, or even stays like that, don't worry about that kind of early movement at all, brother. If you feel confident he's the wrong side, bet that Montes side. I think you're right, actually.
Well, the big worry is, yes, he's a Contender Series alum. It's not from this last season. It's the previous season. He hasn't fought in a long time.
Yeah,
the layoff isn't that good. He's sub or bust, so there's plenty of other bets on the board. Michael Johnson and Drew Dober. You and I both landed on Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
I think it's the same reason.
I love Johnson. And what's that number right now on Johnson?
Minus 118.
Minus 110. So I'm not even going to get great closing line value there, I don't think. And I expected Dober to get some money, because he's going to go out there. He's going to fight for your money. That's for sure. Whether he wins or loses, he's going to fight for your money. It's probably going to end in finish. But I'll tell you what, there's the recency bias around it. Had he not won that fight against Propolek, this line would be at least minus 150, minus 160. Because look at Michael Johnson, what he's done. Very quietly, he's won 3 straight. He's won 4 of his last 5. He's won 5 of his last 7 as you zoom out. So he's done nothing but get W's as, he's getting older. Now he's not in a disadvantage against Dober here. He's not at a power disadvantage. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage. And I think he's got, like, I don't think Dober's got the game plan to really dominate or even beat Johnson. Like, you know what's coming. They're going to stand and bang. I don't think anybody's going to really wrestle. And I think Johnson absorbs less punishment and is the throws. He's more technical as a striker. And again, at -110 with Dober, who should have got the W, had that eye poke not happen, he lost that fight against Propolek. Good for him that he got the W. But because of that, we got some extra value on Johnson. I like Michael Johnson there. That's a 4% for me.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Dober should have lost that one. And Dober does not wear damage well these days. Like, if you're looking for reasons why to give him rounds, he's just, and you and I were talking. His face looks messed up at Prez. He doesn't look like the same guy. He there's something not right about him. Final question. Exactly. Too many wars. You said it. You listen to Holloway, you listen to Dober, and then you go back and listen to him 10 years ago, and they do not sound the same. Yeah, kind of strange. Holloway, Oliveira, we've gone over that one. No line movement there. Barallo looks like he's taking a little bit of money. Final thoughts on Barallo. DeRitter seems like a polarized. I stand by. I love the over, and I think that DeRitter is the value in that one.
I like Holloway, but something don't sit right for me, and there's no way I'm laying -220 against Charles Oliveira, who's just way too dangerous. And I can't do it this late in Holloway's career, even though I lean that way. Bohio, I see that the sharp guys that I spoke to, they love Bohio, and that's what's kept me off of sprinkling anything on the dog. DeRitter, who I kind of thought at that kind of plus money, he looked as bad as you could look off that last fight, kind of quitting on your stool. I kind of wanted to bet him here, but I'm going to respect the guys that are on the Bohio side who are matchup X's and O's guys, something that I'm not really as confident in, and sitting off it. And I'm like, either way, since it's a -250, I'm not going to piggyback it, and I'll just sit it out.
Love it. Love it. What do you have up for everybody on Friday? We got a huge weekend.
Yeah, yesterday I talked about that early play that would have been a 5% if I knew how to do that over at Sports Memo. They got the money outright. Drake got the money on that. The wrong team was favored. Today, I found another one that's worthy to be over there, Sports Memo. They're not 5% because I would have added 1% that they win on the money line as well, but I can't get there. I only have them losing by 1 point, but they're getting about 5 or 6. And that qualifies as at least a 4% based on my power ratings. So I put that over as Sports Memo so guys could get it for $7. If I put anything in Sports Memo, I promise you, it's a 4% leaning closer to 5, where I'm not going to put it up over there because I know it's not everyone's bankroll could afford information. Like, I wasn't able with my bankroll to afford $500 a month for a line service until I did it for a while. Then I was able to afford more information and more, overhead. So I get it. Some bankrolls can't afford sharp information. So we got to throw every once in a while some real quality stuff. So go over there. There's a $7 play. That's a 4% play. Would have been $25 at WagerTalk. I have the Steam sheet up. Stuff will be added there throughout the day. The UFC package is up. Saturday college basketball is going to be huge for us. Prepare for that. And if I box the night another package like last night, I think we went 4-1 or 3-1. I'll put a college basketball package up for you today as well. So huge weekend, but jump on long term. That way your return on investment's higher, man. Keep your cost low.
Gianni, I have a secret for you.
Yes, sir.
You can put those up at 4% on Sports Memo now. They changed that. Yeah, they just changed it. Like I put Dan's lacrosse play up at 3% on Sports Memo yesterday.
Oh man!
So okay, we can do that now.
It's over
nice
there.
$7 for the
that's
folks. Nice $7 cash.
4x that one over there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. We'll talk more about Sports Memo moving forward. But yes, we can do different percentages now, not just the one. So
nice.
That is new. That is new. So thank you, Gianni. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up on Monday, brother.
Thank you.
Moving right along, we're bringing him in right now. The Prez. Thank you so much for who is 100% ready. He's 100% ready for the segment. I know you got a heart out. Thank you for joining us on a Friday. You were gracious enough to switch spots. How are you, my friend?
No complaints. No complaints, boys. Had you on mute. I'm in a conference call as we speak. Oh, I see Marco entered. Oh my God. You guys remember how rich Marco is, right?
He's got to bring some decorum back to the program,
Yeah.
Prez.
The
But how have you been, buddy? I know you got a heart out, so we won't belabor the point. But buddy, it's good to see you. You got some NHL action. How's it been since the return of the NHL for you? How's it been rocking, brother?
Unbelievable. I did lose my 5% play, which was a bummer to say the least. But other than that, all I have done is win, to be honest with you. It's been really, really amazing. I'm on a 16-5 run in NHL. 16-5 run. I'm also on a 6-2 college basketball run. I'm on an 11-5 NBA run. My clients are making a killing right now, so I could not be happier. Thank you for asking.
All right, brother. Well, let's get into – go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, let's do quick NHL games. Avalanche, Stars, Wild, Golden Knights. We'll start with the Avalanche and the Stars. These teams recently on defense, goaltending have been really good. To me, it screams over 5.5 when they lower the number. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Andy, you can easily make an argument for the over based on the amount of scoring that these teams have done. But conversely, you can make an equal argument on the under based on how great defensively these teams are. Colorado has allowed more than 2 goals one time in their last 8 games, one time. And Dallas has allowed a whole 5 goals in their last 4 games. So there's no bet here from my perspective. They asked me to do this on Puck Time. I could come up with nothing. There's literally nothing I can give out on this Dallas Colorado game. And there's a reason for that. The line is sharp. Dallas is on a huge run. Colorado's the best team in the league. I'm not making something up. As for Vegas and Minnesota, look, I'm super high on Minnesota, but I think this is a good spot for Vegas. I look at this Vegas team. They already lost to Minnesota. They lost the last 2 games. They were last year. But, you know, this Vegas team just came off maybe 4 of the worst games they've ever played. They had a miracle win against Detroit. Absolute miracle come from behind win. They lost to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Washington. Now they're home. And although I hate home teams on their first game back, I just feel like Vegas is going to get it done tonight. It's a short number. I think they're the better team than Minnesota. I think there's a lot of value on Vegas.
Okay. Question for you on Netflix. Do you watch Night Agent?
I liked it. Season 2 was mediocre. Season 3 was good. I prefer The Night Manager, which is on Amazon Prime with Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie. Okay.
They couldn't have found a better actor for the lead of Night Agent. He's awful, Prez. He's bad.
You know, nothing screams "I'm safe in your company" with him. He looks like he should be in Good Will Hunting before he's some deadly assassin who's going to save the world. So I could not agree with you more. But it's an enjoyable show.
It's really good. I enjoy it. The storyline's good, but like when you're the lead and you're just getting out acted in every single scene and it's not even close, it's like, oh my God. The truth serum scene could have been awesome. Instead, he's just blowing it with each and every line. Any other shows that you've been so Night Manager's a good one?
I just finished Night of the Seven Kingdoms or whatever it was called. I thought it was excellent. I enjoyed it a lot. And I just finished Mrs. Maisel, which I actually think is one of the greatest shows of all time.
Won a hell of a lot of awards, yeah.
Like I would put that's a Mount Rushmore show.
Strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is pretty damn good.
Right.
It's an absolute freaking masterpiece.
All right. On the list. Lords, thank you so much for jumping in. I know you
guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tell everyone what you have up.
I'm literally on a conference call as we speak. So my humble apologies. Shrinking was good. Season 1 and 2. I'm not going to watch season 3 of Shrinking. Honestly, I don't want to deal with I don't want to see Michael J. Fox. I don't want to see Harrison Ford with Parkinson's.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's like hard to watch, is what you're saying, because the show itself is incredible. But yeah, that is.
I just don't want to watch it.
I respect that.
Yeah,
my favorite show on television right now.
Well, you know what, Dan? That's great. Enjoy it.
All right. Prez, what do you got up?
I got one NHL, one NBA, one college basketball. I told you guys I'm on a huge run. Grab that 3-day, 3 for 3. I'll be back on next week. I'll have more time. Lots of love, everybody. And upcoming is the $300 million man, Marco D'Angelo. Enjoy him.
Get the hell out of here, Prez. Prez, yes, always great to chat with Prez, even if, as they point out, where were we? Yes, even when Prez sounds like he's inside a submarine, he still brings the gasoline. So you know, he didn't have time to do a little 1-2 test when he's on a conference call with 7 other people while trying to do a live show. Only the Prez, folks. Only the Prez for you.
Just totally on the computer, Mike. Talking into a mic that is 100% not on.
And also, Evan, knowing I'm on the grind here, we do have a play loaded tonight that we love in the PLL. We'll have one coming up here for you as well for free. That's not a client play, but one that I just bet myself. But no, that focused look was when you're a producer / host, and the former host of the show comes on with a microphone that sounds like it's, you know, echoing out of an ass. So yeah, that was more of the focused look was how do I fix this and rectify the situation? You're like me, Andy. You're in production, so stuff like that, fingernails on a chalkboard to us, you know.
Some people notice, some people don't. But yes, for you and I, it is. You're just like, oh,
come on,
like,
come on, Jada. Come on, that's rough. Don't besmirch our friends north of the border. Come
on. So Teddy is normally on Friday and we get our NBA fix. So I've got some NBA plays here. I do want to tell you guys. So we have a monster card that is kind of forming over the weekend. 4% rugby goes off tonight. That is Jan's specialty. 4% boxing goes off Sunday night. That is Jan's specialty. We've got a 5% and a 3% in UFC. We've got a 4% women's doubles play that goes off this afternoon. We're rocking golf, as you guys know. So the buy 3 days, get 3 days is absolutely the best way to do it. We have a huge weekend. Golf is off to an absolutely fantastic start. Dan hit his lacrosse play yesterday. So love the momentum going in there. So buy 3 days, you get 3 days free. That's the best way to attack this weekend. That's at wt.buzz/AL. Yeah. And Dan, your lacrosse play is going to come into play on the new segment here towards the end of the show.
I like that a lot. A little tease from Andy. Yeah, a fun segment that we're going to have that when we have some strong plays for you folks, we're all going to ride together. That's a little tease there for you, Andy, for sure.
All right, well, I'll do the NBA stuff, and then we'll get to Marco here. Yeah. So what did Joe Ranieri and I tell you yesterday about the Lakers? That they win against the bad teams and they don't cover against the good teams, and they did not cover last night. And who do they get on the schedule tonight, Dan? My Indiana Pacers. So we're going to do a same game parlay. The same game parlays with the Lakers are great. These same game parlays with Lakers are great. They're predictable. We're going to take their alt line down to -5.5. We're going to take Marcus Smart to make 1 3-pointer, and then we're going to take Jarris Walker to make 10+ points. Shout out to the chat. You guys have been riding Jarris Walker. Lakers last 10 games against non-playoff teams, their average win margin is over 10 points. Marcus Smart again made 2+ 3-pointers at plus money. He's done that in 5 straight games. And Jarris Walker has 10+ points in 16 out of the last 17 games. He's playing 28 minutes, 6+ made baskets per game. So that's your same game parlay. I believe you're getting +130 on that one. I'm going to go to the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic. It's always terrifying to take an under on Jokic, but I'm taking an under on 48.5 PRA. He played well last night, but this is the thing. I don't think he's 100% healthy. Like, he has to play all these games to be eligible for the end of the season award. So he's playing a lot of these games. I don't think he's 100% healthy. The last 2 times he's played the second legs of back-to-back, he's gone under this number, and he gets a brutal matchup against the Knicks. He went over against the Knicks last time, but this is a good defensive team inside. I'm going to fade Reed Shepherd under 23.5 on his points, rebounds, and assists. He had a season high 39 last night. He single-handedly kept Houston in that game, and they won the game because of him. Back-to-back games, look for Durant, look for Sengun, look for others to play much better and Shepherd to regress back. Clippers are sitting Garland tonight. They have back-to-back games tonight, and then tomorrow at Memphis. They play the Spurs tonight. This is not a game I think they want to go all out on. I think tomorrow is the game they target to win in the back-to-back at Memphis. Spurs are rolling. They've won 13 out of 14, 12 of those wins by more than 7.5. Look for the Spurs to cover. And then the return of Jason Tatum, Celtics and Mavericks. I'm taking the over 224.5. That building is going to be rocking. The Celtics, I think they're going to be really stoked. I think a lot of the role players are going to want to show off in this one. Like Jaylen Brown is going to want to remind people I'm still here. There's other role players that are going to lose minutes when Tatum comes back. I think you're going to get an offensive explosion from the Celtics. Mavericks get Cooper Flagg back. Previous 3 games, Mavericks scored 90, 87, and 105. He returns. They score 114 at Magic. Take the over 224.5. So, listen, Slick, the Lakers are booty in the right spots. These are the teams that we love betting on. They are front runners. They cannot hang with the best teams, but so they stack wins and they stack covers against the bad teams. These are the perfect types of teams to be betting on. So
exactly, that's what I mean. Like one of our favorite things, Andy, is betting on booty teams, because sometimes it's so over exaggerated in the marketplace because nobody wants to bet on the teams who are, end quote, booty. You know, that's one of our favorite things. Let us get down in the dirt. Let's go dumpster diving. Let's ride with some of these booty teams when it makes sense to. That's what we're going to be doing today in our WTF and LFG, Andy. So stay tuned for the booty that we will be telling you to bet on in a little bit.
All right, let's bring in someone who is not booty, and that is Marco.
Opposite of booty, Marco D'Angelo. What's up, Marco?
Just enjoying the morning, guys. Just enjoying the morning. It's always fun to listen to Prez. Is my sound okay, guys?
Marco, you actually sound like a professional. Yeah.
It's not enjoyable. It's enjoyable listening to his words, just not listening to his sound when he comes on. And, I mean, he said, he's like, well, I gotta have a hard out at 12:30. And so we're like, all right, we're bringing in Prez. And did you see what he did? He was like,
it wasn't even ready. Yeah, that's what I mean. That was the most Prez segment of Prez I have ever Prezed in all of my Prezes. I mean, come on, man.
Dan, I'll let you take Marco here. We got some really good college basketball games here. Walk us through these and what are we doing in the conference tournament, March Madness, keeping our eye on.
Yeah, and Marco, let's kick it off. We'll talk about some specific game matchups, and then we'll kind of just talk some overarching views. Maybe have some sleepers for folks. But let's start with VCU and Dayton. Wondering how you're breaking this one down. I mean, Marco, this one's one of the tighter games on the board here today. Dayton, the 1.5 point favorite. We're basically painted in the market on that total 147.5. So interesting handicap. How are you looking to break down the Flyers taking on the Rams?
Well, guys, it's senior night on a Friday night on ESPN too. So it's going to be a rowdy crowd for sure for Dayton. VCU, they're one game behind conference leader St. Louis. So you might think, well, it's a big game for them, trying, to get into that first place tie. Yeah, but the problem is, even if they get into a first place tie with St. Louis owns the tiebreaker because St. Louis swept the season series. Both teams come into this one hot. VCU 12-1 the last 13 games. And yes, that one loss was to St. Louis. And Dayton's won 6 in a row. But if you look at the history between these two, VCU has owned Dayton since 2023. They're 6-2 straight up, including a 26-point win by VCU 1 month ago. And if you go back and look at that February 6th matchup, Dayton was shooting bricks. They could have built a house with the bricks. They were only 37% from the floor And what ended up happening in that game, because they fell way behind, they had to shoot a lot of threes and such. And then what you end up getting is a lot of long rebounds, which turn into quick transition points. And the game just got worse. But if you look at the score, this is where I'm going to go with the game. I'm not going to take the game here because I do think this is a toss-up between these two. But I'm going to look at the total. You had a high-scoring game in that first matchup. Yet, even though they went over the total by 24 points in the first meeting, we saw this number open up only a half a point higher than the first meeting. And we've seen since overnight some money come in on the under. And that's where I'm at in this game. Why? Both teams have been playing good defensively. Virginia Commonwealth has held 4 of their last 6 opponents to 68 or fewer points, while Dayton has held 6 straight opponents to 67 points or less. But here's the key. If you go back and look at that last game, there was a very big outlier in that game that I don't see happening again here. And this is what sent this game over the total. Granted, it was a big lead, so you really don't play tight defense down the stretch, but they got to the foul line 68 times between these two teams. That's not going to happen again. And that's why the game went way over the total. I see a tighter game. They won't call it as tight tonight. I see the defense is stepping up. It's a big TV game. I'm going under the total. I don't give you guys very many totals here on the show, but that's where I'm going with this one. I like this total a lot.
I love it, Marco. Up and, under as we're looking at the 147.5. So even with that line move, Marco says, don't fear, folks, right here. So, all right, Marco, let's talk this next game that you have here for the folks. Then we'll give some overarching thoughts. We got West Virginia as they're taking on UCF, and this one a bit wider, but still decently tight. 3.5 is what we're seeing over on the odds logic screen. Much lower total in this one, so maybe a brick fight incoming there in West Virginia. How are you looking to bet this one, Marco?
Just like the other one, you've got a Friday night game, home finale, senior night. This one on CBS Sports Network. UCF plays with revenge, but this is a tough scheduling spot for them as they're coming off a pair of gut-wrenching losses. They lost 2 games back at home, 87-86 in a gut punch game against Baylor. Then they followed that up when they went on the road, an inexcusable loss at Oklahoma State. But it was one of those games. It was a barn burner in overtime, 111-104. People look at teams that lose in high-scoring games like that, and they automatically think, oh, this is a bounce-back team. I mean, they put up 104 points in defeat. But that loss in overtime is the kind of game, then these are the things that I talk about when we do Marco's Deli. You play a game like that, you lose a game like that, oftentimes the next game you come out flat. That's the old saying of you can lose the same game twice. West Virginia lost their last game as well. 65-63 at Kansas State. But I've got to say that was a perfect sandwich spot for West Virginia to lay an egg. They were coming off upsetting BYU the game before. Then you go on the road to Kansas State for a 1-game road trip there, and Kansas State has had a dismal season. Easily look past them because you had your game on deck Friday night, primetime TV, your home finale. I think they got caught looking ahead, which means you get a team coming off a game like that. If they were looking ahead, they better show up tonight. They'll be focused, and I think they get the job done. This is a spot we get West Virginia's A game, and I think that's the difference in this one. It's a game that really doesn't mean a lot, as far as the standings go and situation. They're waiting for the tournament to start. I think West Virginia on their home floor sends the crowd out on senior night with a big win. I'm laying it with West Virginia.
Yeah, my best bet is crowd beers taken down between these two games, Marco. Yeah, I mean, the game breakdowns are great, but yeah, senior night in both, whew, it's gonna be rolling there, Marco.
I will say there'll be more beers in West Virginia. Okay, if you've ever been to West Virginia,
That's true.
There's not a lot to do in West Virginia, Morgantown, other than get drunk on a Friday night. So I'll take the over max bet there for that one.
Yeah, just ask our friend John Murray over there about the over that will be taken down at West Virginia. Love it, Marco. Marco, real quick before we talk about March Madness, some sleepers, teams like that. We've been talking all about this great deal where people can get 6 days of action basically for the price of 3, which is terrific. You can try it out at anybody's page, but you can go a little bit further if you're someone who wants to make this a long-term investment. And Marco, people can lock in with you for a year for around $3 a day. Talk about value right there. And long-term, it's been a great run for you and your clients over for a year plus. So just talk about this great deal that they got rocking over at WT.buzz/MD and really why people could take advantage of it.
Yeah, we've got a deal. The regular price for a season is $19.99. That's 3 calendar year. That's 365 days all access. Well, it's on sale right now for $14.59. But I've gone one step further. And I'm doing it. I'm letting people know here on your show. I'm doing it on Marco's Deli. You can get another 25% off if you use coupon code Marco25 at checkout. Now you've got to put that $14.59 special in your shopping cart and then apply the coupon. It's going to bring it down to $1,094. That's the lowest price, and it's $3 a day. But that's not all, guys. You get an added bonus with that. You'll get every play I have, and that includes all the 5% that sell for $35. It includes those 4% that we're selling daily for $25. My daily 4% best bets, we're on a 22-7 run with those plays. You'll get all that, but you're going to get a bonus coupon. If you want to buy anybody else at WagerTalk on a daily basis, you can use this coupon for the entire term of your subscription with me. You'll get a coupon for an additional 25% off any other WagerTalk handicapper on a daily package. So it's a great deal. Head on over to WagerTalk right now or go directly to my homepage at WT.buzz/MD. Lock me in for a year. And don't forget, already recorded it, got it up early today. It's over there. So look for that this afternoon, sometime late afternoon, early evening. Marco's Deli. We've been rolling, pumping out winners there. 7-3 the last 2 weeks on the Deli. We give you 5 free college basketball winners, 60% for the season in college basketball on Marco's Deli. Check it out today. 5 more free winners for you guys.
Yeah, and Kelly's tried to make all these fake calls to the health department. She's tried to get the Deli condemned, Marco, many a times throughout football season. But when you're going 60% on the season, good frickin' luck, Kelly. How about that? Marco, let's talk about some of these sleeper teams and just some thoughts as we head in because, Gianni said it at the top. This is one of his favorite parts of the year simply because with conference tournaments, there's so many different ways that you can attack it. So what are you learning from these tournaments right now? How are you betting them? And how can we kind of use what we're learning right now to move forward, maybe find some value as we head into March Madness?
Okay. Well, I've got one thing, and I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't listened to you guys' shows all week, so I don't know if you've talked about this one thing at all yet this week, but I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to say one thing about these conference tournaments that I take them game by game for the conference tournaments. I really don't play a lot of future bets in the tournaments. Now, we will look at some when we get into the big dance, but my suggestion to anybody playing to win the championship, don't go in and just take the odds that you see there. If you got a team that's 8-1 or higher, 9-1, generally speaking, you're always going to make more money betting a futures bet, doing a manual rollover on a team rather than taking the pre-tournament odds. And what I mean by that is whatever team you decide, let's just, throw a team out there, say the Houston Cougars, if you want to take them to win the tournament, don't play them what the odds are. Play them each game on the money line. Start your bet, if it's $100 wager, start your bet and keep rolling it over on that team all the way through the tournament. You will almost always come out with a higher odds probability than taking what the preset odds are at the beginning of the tournament. That's my first tip to you guys. But the tip I'm going to really want to talk about, have you guys talked anything this week about the Big 12 tournament and what they're playing on in the tournament?
No.
Both the women's and the men's. Guys, they're playing on a special floor that hasn't been used in college basketball before. They're playing on a glass floor that has LED lights underneath the floor for advertising, not on the sides like you normally always see how they roll the scrolls. They're going to be changing the floors during these games and so forth. And what has happened is, because people are not familiar with it, the women are playing on it this week. I'm going to tell you to look in the first round, to look at unders, and look at unders in the first half. And here's what you've got, because it's going to create different depth perceptions and sight lines for the players. For one, it's going to take them time to adjust. Also, it's a different feel. The women have been talking about it. They feel that there's more of a bounce to the floor, and that because it's glass, they have that little bit of apprehension of it being slippy or slippery. Pittsburgh, we say slippy, not slippery in Pittsburgh. That's a yinzer for you there. Can't get the kid out of Pittsburgh. But this is a situation where that's going to cause problems in the first half of games. And this is just not a theory of mine. I did this a couple years ago whenever the Big West Conference came to Vegas and played in a brand new venue. Nobody had played basketball there. It's different sight lines. It was in the Lee's Family Forum here in Henderson. I took unders in the first half of the first round games because it was going to take people time to get used to it. There's been 8 games so far in the women's Big 12 playing on this floor. 9 teams have not scored over 59 points already.
Wow.
I know you're going to say, well, that's the women, Marco. Still.
No. I
love this angle.
It's got to be in their head.
Yeah.
So they should just vibrate the floor too while they're playing. Why not?
Yeah.
It looks cool, guys. Google it, guys. There's YouTube videos of.
While you were talking, I pulled it up. I looked at it. I love the idea behind it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure. For like an NBA All-Star game, it'll be cool because you can track even underneath players' feet. And, if they're heating up, you can put flames. It's like a real-life video game is essentially what you're looking at. However, Marco, think about how so often when the tournament rolls around in March Madness, like an old conventional wisdom kind of thing is, hey, when you're going to this different arena, that different arena, different sight line. Every time you're traveling, if it makes sense, a team who's been having a lot of three-point shooting, that variance is going to come in. You look to these team totals under. So this is just another level of, the venue changes. Marco, this is something that we have never before seen. So, don't pull off the rubber band. Don't go crazy. But I think that's a hell of a tip. And some folks here in the chat pointing out as well, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Don't overextend your bankroll. But a lot of people, they say, I want to see what a difference it makes. I'm like you, Marco. Let me cash in until we know what it makes, and maybe we double down a little bit more. That's a great angle that nobody brought up, and a great one as we head on into the weekend, Marco. So well done by you. The research on the floor. I love to see it, Marco.
Guys, this is what, I try to think outside the box because
1,000%.
Again, and I don't want to piss off my, math guy brethren, but, everybody
you do.
Numbers with stats. Okay. I try to find things that people don't think about. And that's where I found my edge over the years. And you got to keep reinventing yourself and think things outside the box.
Yeah. So what are you getting, folks, when you use that code Marco25 and rock with Marco for a year? You're getting a guy who's handicapping floors. Let's go, baby. That's what we want when we're riding long term. So, Marco, always a pleasure. Great Friday here, brother. You got anything you want to leave the folks with?
No, let's just have a big weekend for everybody. Take advantage of any of those specials. And if you can't go long term, obviously grab that buy 3, get 3 days free. But guys, lock in a year. $3 a day. You can't even buy Starbucks for $3 a day. Come
You're
on.
right.
I'm worth a
You're
cup
right.
of coffee. Come on.
I got it. I mean, talk about East Coast stuff. You talked about Slippy and PA. I got a Wawa coffee this morning, Marco, and that thing won $3. So I'm with you, man. Best of luck this weekend. Check out Marco's Deli. Always a pleasure, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, Marco's Deli going to be up live here right after the show, folks. So if you're subscribed or if you're a WagerTalk insider, you probably have access to it already. So good stuff there, man. Floor handicapping, Andy. That's a man after our own heart right there. We had VR. Go ahead.
Well, he's serious. These are the things that are not baked into the lines. These are the. I mean, every time they cut to Justin Thomas today, he's picking a ball up off the bushes or out of the rough. He's like plus 12 today, and the book's completely underestimated. This man is coming back from major surgery, and I was going to ask him what are the games. I need to look up what games are upcoming and what are going to be the ones that are on this floor.
Here I'll pull them up here for you.
There was
12.
There was an angle here when they still play here, but when they played here, and they shut off part of the stands inside the field house for the college basketball. They put up these curtains and they would show the view from the camera where this black curtain totally was blocking like the hoop, and it messed up your eyesight. You do the same thing with indoor lacrosse.
That'll kind of do it.
You do the same thing with indoor lacrosse. The white background, you can't see the white ball.
1,000%. So, Andy, these games are going to be tipping off Tuesday. So this is a nice something we can get ahead.
Okay.
We'll do the research over the weekend for folks. Probably some of these lines are going to get cooked up, but you're going to be talking about teams, Big 12, obviously. So Arizona, Houston, Texas Tech, Kansas, those type of teams. But we'll have to look into these women's games as well. But the men, the first round there for the Big 12 tournament is going to be Tuesday, March 10th. Starting off around 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So something that we can eye over the weekend.
Women's are today and tomorrow and Sunday. The final is Sunday. Semis are tomorrow. Quarterfinals are today. So
cool.
We'll look at those. But yeah, we'll concentrate on the men next week.
Love it.
So, all right. So we got WTF, LFG, and then we've got our Let It Ride news segment. Easy cash yesterday on WTF LFG. So I believe that moves us to 31-20. And
yes.
You're taking the reins today. What are we looking at here for WTF LFG?
Yeah, and this is one that we didn't make it a client play simply because you're looking at two teams that just haven't covered with regularity. We're talking lacrosse here today, guys. Shocker. College lacrosse, Delaware is taking on Maryland. So my friends up north, I'm always giving out these Massachusetts or New York teams. Everyone should be able to bet this one, and that is Delaware getting 10.5 against Maryland. Look, this is a Maryland team, Andy, that you and I, year after year, I'm always telling you there's value on this team because of how good they are defensively. And that's still true. However, outside of the first game of the season that they were playing against Loyola, this Maryland team has not shown an ability to be putting up big scoreboards, which is kind of what we've come to expect. They scored 19 goals in that one, but they haven't scored more than 12 goals in any other of their matchups this season. And it's still early on the season, but you're seeing a Delaware team that just really hasn't been able to get out of their own way. The outlier is that 11-1 loss they had against Drexel. That's a bit of a head scratcher. Other than that, they've been competitive against teams like Villanova, like Penn. They have fallen short, but telling me I'm getting 10.5 on a Delaware team, they haven't covered a spread yet, folks. That's a little caveat and reason why we haven't had them as a client play. But they haven't had a spread like this, Andy, where they're getting over 10 goals against an offense that, whether they're against bad teams or not, they just haven't shown an ability to blow somebody out. This is a let's get up by 4 goals and put it on cruise control kind of game for Maryland. Maryland's only covered one of their games this year as well, so it's not like they're a covering machine. 10.5 is just too much, man, in some evening action here. 10.5 with Delaware. That's your WTF and LFG, Andy. And after this weekend's done, we might be talking about that plus 280 that we gave out on the California Redwoods, who are in action tonight. You want our play in that one? It's loaded for clients right now, Andy.
Absolutely. All right, so I believe AWB agrees with you on that play. So
I always love it when he and I are seeing eye to eye. AWB is a sharp lax better that we have in the chat here. So
All right, a couple of comments we need to get to. So Roy says no Costco sweater today, Andy. Let's get some UFC going. So that was earlier. I have a question about that. So no, those are not from Costco. I found that brand on Amazon. Was that supposed to be like an insult? Like you get your clothes at Costco, or was it just a random comment? Was it?
I think it was innocuous. I think it was innocuous.
I gotta tell you, Costco stuff is really good. My jacket,
it's actually really freaking comfortable.
Socks, socks are fantastic.
Dude,
the sweatpants
are
great.
That's what I mean. You go to Costco and you leave. Have you ever went to the checkout at Costco, Andy, and not been blown away, being like, "How the hell did I just spend $400?" And you look down your cart and you're like, "It's not even that much." But yeah, I always peruse the closing section as well. So don't you besmirch Costco. Costco may be a future sponsor of the show if we wear enough of our Costco gear on here, Andy.
Yeah, I found one of the hidden gems of Costco. That is the gift certificates that are like, you like.
Oh yeah. You get the $50 gift certificate for $42 or whatever. It's a no-brainer. That's plus EV action right there, Andy.
The DoorDash is the hidden gem. You can get $100 worth of DoorDash for $80. It basically covers the delivery and the DoorDash charge. So you're basically getting free DoorDash with all the fees taken up. There's so many hidden gems. There's so many.
And this is what I love too, because Andy, it was a couple of years ago when I was living out west, and I was telling you about like, yeah, man, I had to get my flight. I had to get this, and you were like, Dan, you should never be paying for a flight again. Andy took me to school on how to use credit card bonus points. So the fact that you have a $20 straddle on Costco gift cards, Andy, this is, I mean, we give out sports betting picks, but that's the only thing you can say is a lock.
The Costco cookie. I haven't done the Costco cookies, but I know where those get their
double
notoriety with
chocolate
the Costco
cookies.
Guys. Yeah, the Costco guys. Someone brought up. Oh God. Someone brought up my mason jars. I love drinking things out of mason jars. And I was like, why don't I just buy mason jars? I love them. So I bought mason jars. So now this is what I drink cold beverages out of, and I just love them. And my wife has told me apparently this is a very millennial thing. The mason jars are a very millennial thing. So, all right. So, okay. Let's do the Let It Ride segment. So I believe on social media, this is called the ladder challenge, where you take a play. If it wins, you let it ride or you ladder it up. I've been fascinated by this, but I've always thought that it could be a little corny and that people do it wrong. So what I mean by people do it wrong is I think they try and hit 10 days in a row, right?
Where you're making a bet every single day. Okay.
I can't even remember the last time I hit 10 bets in a row. I don't think that's like not 10 days in a row. That just doesn't happen. So I was thinking about this. We have a team of people. So I don't need to depend on just me. In fact, we have time and we have different sports and different opinions at our disposal. The other thing is hitting 10 in a row is it's like really hard. Why get greedy? Can't we hit 6 in a row? Can I pick 6 or 5 in a row? So I'm going to try that. And Roger, you're on it. I don't need to do this every day. I can wait a week in between wins if I want to. So I am going to do this with my own money. I'm going to bet $100 tonight on our client lacrosse play. Okay. This will be the first bet to get us started. If it hits, I will roll over the winnings I'll do our boxing play that is on Sunday. Okay.
Okay.
So if the lacrosse play loses tonight, which it's not going to, then I will bet $100 extra on our boxing play, and we'll reconvene Monday and see where we're at. But I'm not going to do this every day. I'm going to wait and wait and wait. That being said, my God, if I could have done this with Justin Thomas, fading Justin Thomas, we'd already be 3 or 4 wins into this one.
Dude, that was free money yesterday. The WTF LFG play was free. I messaged you, you messaged me basically at the same time. We were like, why didn't we bet our lives on this?
Should have retired off that one. So, Delaware is our WTF LFG free play.
That's just your free
day.
play.
The client play for lacrosse is going to be what I'm going to bet $100. So, that's how I'm going to try it. So, let's say we go 2-0 on these. We're going to come back Monday, and I'm probably not going to bet anything on Monday. I'm just going to wait and see if we can get to this 6 in a row. So if y'all want to follow along, please do. I just picked $100. If that's way too much for your bankroll and you want to follow along at 10, 20, whatever. But I'm going to try this in my way. And Seth, if Seth is here, Seth knows how I play roulette. And it drives everybody absolutely bonkers, but Seth has seen me in action, and this is how we are going to attack it. So the way I play roulette, is I play the outside thirds, but I look at the roulette tables and I see where the streaks are, like what's not being hit. And I will sit down and I'll play once. And if it hits, I'll just leave.
Oh, that's what you got to do. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run, Andy. You can't write a song like that if it's not true.
So the first time Seth watched me do this, he had the same reaction. Was like, I sit down, and before everyone else has sat down, I'm already up, and I'm like, we're done.
See you guys later. Yeah. See you later.
Maybe you might get me to play 2 or 3, but I always just try and leave with a profit, even if it's very, very little. Yeah. I'm not fun to play with. Like it's a miserable experience playing. But the 4 hours was spread over a week because I sit down for just a little bit of time and pulls. And by the way, that's not true. I started with 100 and I left with 537. So
hell yeah, Andy.
I only played 4 rolls.
There for 4 hours. Played 4 of them. I like it.
Just picking my spots. Just picking my spots here. So
Andy, I got a question for you for the lacrosse play tonight. Are we loading that over at Sports Memo? People can grab it for $7. Is it just going to be a part of the package? How are we going to
Great idea. I'm going to put that up at Sports Memo. So if people want to follow along. Yes. All right. So it's going to be $7 up there for all access clients. You guys already have it locked in. Shop around. The prices are better at one particular website. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try. I don't even want to call it the ladder challenge because we're doing it different.
Let it ride challenge, or we'll just call it Andy's roulette fun time. You know, we'll think of something there. Yeah.
Well, I've been messing around on Gemini with the Let It Ride drop.
Monday's going to be a good show.
We'll get there. So, all right, that's going to do it for us, guys. Love having you guys here. Oh, AWB last day at current job will not be able to watch live much, but
that's sad. AWB, you're going to have to comment below after the video is with your lax plays then, so we can tail them with you, buddy. But thanks for riding live with us, and that's the great thing, folks. We timestamp every episode. So if you can't watch live, don't worry. Watch on the rewatch. While you're down there on the rewatch, keep dropping those comments below. We respond to them, up until the next day's showtime. So keep them coming. And Andy, speaking of comments, big shout out to our man, Thomas Hale, right. T-Rex. I loved this comment. Yesterday, Andy had to pinch hit for Joe Ranieri, and he gave out 2 plays. Is Andy a perfectionist, or does he still have the flu? Andy perfectionist cashes, which means T-Rex, our man Thomas Hale, you want a free 3-day flex pass. It's that easy, folks. Whenever you comment below with your WagerTalk username, we usually have something going on that we can award you a free 3-day flex pass. But great comment from Thomas, and you got the money for him, Andy. Well done.
Needed help with overtime, but we could have easily lost a play in overtime, so I don't really look too much at it. A win is a win. So, all right, AWB, thanks very much for joining us. Happy you're getting a new job. You're making more money, and appreciate everybody. All of our plays are at wt.buzz/AL. I'll put that lacrosse play up right now over at Sports Memo. Again, if we hit, Seth, are we flat betting or betting to win 100? Tonight, we're betting to win 100. We're betting to win 100. If it loses, then we just do the same thing on Sunday. If it wins, we just roll it over.
No pressure, Dan. No pressure. Just the first leg of letting it ride. No pressure.
Well, this
Here we
is
go,
the easy
baby.
one.
That's true.
This
That's
is
true.
the easy
it's gonna
one.
Be like Jan on the golf show is going to be like, holy shit, we're up to 6 and I love this cricket play. What the hell are we going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much pressure to put on you guys. I may have you guys get us started and get us up to 4, and then I may have to jump in.
Yeah.
That way, it's all my fault if we lose everything. But yeah, let's see if we can hit 5 or 6 in a row. Let's not get greedy, and we'll see how it is. It'll be a fun experiment. So, all right, thanks very much, guys. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, tell us your best bet for the weekend. Great week of shows. Thank you to all the guests. We'll be back same time, same place on Monday to recap the weekend and get you ready for next week. Good luck on your bets. Take care.